12 items James Harden has that cost more than your life. James Harden was drafted to the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2009 after coming off a Pac-10 Player of the Year campaign. Harden saw plenty of success with the Thunder, but the Oklahoma City Thunder traded James Harden for almost nothing. The Thunder traded Harden because they were a small market team that couldn't sustain a $100 million payroll, with Durant and Westbrook also on the team. Harden was the third star on the team and was less valuable to them as the rest of the league because he couldn't produce at his top tier level. His move to the Rockets saved his career and helped him work his way to a ridiculous contract with the Houston Rockets. Keep watching to see the 12 items that James Harden has that cost more than your life. Houston Dynamo. The Houston Rockets all-star James Harden owns plenty of worthy items that should be on this list, but many of us can't come close to even a portion of a professional sports team. Harden joined the ownership group of the Houston Dynamo, Houston Dash, and BBVA Stadium. Harden was the 2018 Most Valuable Player and led the United States to gold medals at the 2012 Olympic Games and the 2014 FIBA World Cup. Harden joined the Rockets in the 2012-2013 season and hasn't missed an NBA All-Star game since joining Houston. They've also made the playoffs every season as well, while Harden has earned first-team All-NBA honors in 5 of the past 6 seasons. I'm very excited about the opportunity to join the ownership group of the Houston Dynamo and Houston Dash, and proud to be a part of a club with tremendous history and a great future, Harden said. Houston is my home now, and I saw this as a way to invest in my city and expand my business interests at the same time. Soccer in general, and especially MLS, has exploded in this country throughout my lifetime. I've been a fan of the game for several years, and I know that Houston has a massive soccer fan base, so it was an easy decision for me when this opportunity arose. Once Harden made this official, Houston Rockets fans around the world figured that Harden would be a Rocket for life. So far, that looks like it'll be true. Harden joined an ownership group led by Gabrielle Brenner, who purchased the majority share of the Dynamo in December of 2015. Brenner was born in Mexico City and is currently the only Mexican-born owner of a major American professional sports team, interestingly enough. He is the CEO of the Brenner International Group, which is a private investment firm and family office with global business and investment interests. We are thrilled to welcome James into our club. He's an icon in the Houston community, and not only is he a great basketball player, he has an extremely smart and savvy mind for business, Brenner said. James will bring a very unique perspective to our ownership group, and I'm looking forward to hearing his thoughts and opinions on the club going forward. Major League Soccer has seen major growth recently. The league used to have 10 teams when they started their inaugural season in 1996. It then went to 24 clubs. Now, they're looking to expand to 30 clubs in the coming years. It should also be noted that the MLS has the youngest fan base among the major American professional sports leagues. They also have the youngest average player of any league in the United States. The average MLS club valuation has increased close to 650% over the past decade, and 20 of the league's 24 clubs have built or renovated their stadiums specifically for soccer matches. Harden already has 2 things in common with another member of the club's ownership group. That member is Oscar De La Hoya. De La Hoya founded Golden Boy Promotions in 2002 after a dominating career in the boxing ring, where he won 10 world titles and won a gold medal at the 1992 Olympics. James is already at the top of the game in his sport, so it's only natural to want to take on new challenges beyond the court, De La Hoya said. He knows the drive and the determination it takes to be the absolute best, and I'm excited that he's going to bring that attitude to our club. Harden also joined Ben Gill, who is the managing partner of White Deer Energy, a Houston-based energy private equity fund with around $2.2 billion in committed capital, and Jake Silverstein, a private investor based in Portland, Oregon. He leads Stormlight Expeditions, the Silverstein family's private investment platform. Harden was represented in this transaction by his business manager, Lorenzo McLeod, along with True Capital Management. Harden added this high-profile investment and has a ridiculous portfolio that many of us can only dream of. His portfolio includes the sports drink Body Armor, Art of Sport, or AOS, which is a body and skincare brand tailored specifically for athletes, and the sock company Stance, among plenty of others. The Dynamo have captured 3 domestic titles, including winning the MLS Cup in the club's first 2 years of existence. Harden is investing in a team that excels at winning. Investing in winning is always a very smart route. The Dynamo also won the 2018 Lamar Hunt US Open Cup and have advanced at least to the semifinal round of major domestic tournaments 8 times in 13 years. The clubs represented Houston in international competition on 7 occasions, which included the Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League. Uber modern Houston crib. James Harden is one of the best scorers in the NBA. He's also a top scorer when it comes to mansions. The All-Star Houston guard dropped $10 million for a Houston mansion. That's 26,000 square feet. Harden's estate is called Memorial Modern. It took 3 years to build and spans 3.5 acres in Rivercrest, which is an exclusive enclave in suburban Houston. The ultra-modern manse features a grotto, wine room, casita, prep kitchen, full bar, and a fitness room. It's safe to say that he's probably enjoying life during this whole quarantine thing. His mansion is crafted from commercial-grade steel with minimalist design elements. It was about building something extremely contemporary, says Scott Frankel, the firm's co-president. There's a continuity. From the minute you approach the gate to the very back corners of the lot, it's all one continuous style. Trying to build this mansion was a challenge. Before Harden bought the house, Frankel Building Group took on the challenge to use its original design but modernizing it for a younger client. That client would ultimately be Harden. Typically, when you're building a home of this grandeur, you're working with an older clientele with more traditional design preferences, said Kevin Frankel, who is the co-president. The original owner of this home, like Harden, was much younger. So what should a luxury estate look like for someone with means, but with younger client preferences, such as very modern design style, increased security, resort-style pool that complements the architecture, and storage for show cars? Memorial Modern was the answer, if you didn't know. The amount of steel in this home is insane, said Frankel. We're not talking about covered steel. This is exposed steel that has been bent, which is something you don't typically see in residential architecture. The level of finish we did, the number of windows, flat walls, and exposed 3D panels in the house required so much side work and retention. This home was such a large undertaking, Scott said, who is part of the Frankel Group. Getting it past architectural approval and built without any major delays or issues was a feat on its own. The craftsmanship is beautiful. It has a tiered white exterior facade with dual terraces, semicircle driveway, and a stadium-style curved carport that resembles a futuristic modern art museum. The monumental master bathroom is like a contemporary work of art itself. It's modern, sleek, reflective, and bright. It's highlighted by marble flooring, vaulted wood ceilings, mirrors, and transparent glass and showtime lighting, along with a barber's chair. Where else would he get a haircut, if not in his house? The kitchen has black ceiling light fixtures and is uber modern, complementing white cabinets, stainless steel range, and glossy black island drawers and appliances. The kitchen opens to the exterior grotto pool. Harden also has a violet master suite, featuring vaulted wood beam ceilings, hardwood floors, space-age lighting, and a wall set with a gas fireplace and big screen TV. The room looks very energetic. That's what Harden is all about. He's into music, fashion, entertainment, and cars. We weren't surprised this home ended up selling to Harden, says Kevin. Harden, though different from the original owner in terms of career, probably has the same energy and taste for the entertaining, resort-style vibe this home was designed around. Interestingly enough, Harden has been quoted as describing the home as just him. It's very much an extension of his overall demeanor. Jewelry collection. It's no secret that Harden loves to be a well-dressed athlete. You couldn't even imagine this guy without his beard. That beard makes him stand out and look older and better at the same time. That beard stayed because he apparently started growing it since he was just too lazy to shave, and then it just kind of stuck. Harden was the 2018 NBA Most Valuable Player, and that has allowed him to get the star treatment everywhere he goes. Now, he's finally comfortable with fame and fortune, and is willing to stand out even more. In a recent interview with GQ magazine, Harden went over his collection of watches, necklaces, and bracelets. He went down the list of all of his accessories, and explained where he got them, and what they meant to him. Harden's collection starts with a classic gold Rolex that he bought for himself after landing his first NBA contract. In the video, Harden said that he normally lets his beard do the talking, but this timeless piece complements a slightly more reserved personality off the court. Then the next watch was an iced-out AP. It was his 26th birthday gift. It was covered in so many diamonds that Harden couldn't even begin to guess a number, and he himself refuses to even try. We know because the interviewer tried to get him to guess. Harden also owns plenty of chains, with one gold and diamond-studded affair coming from his guy named Jason the Jeweler in Los Angeles. Harden said that this kind of flashy jewelry isn't something he wears often. He would much more prefer the understated collection of necklaces that can be worn all at once without making that large of a statement. Something you will never find on this list of things he owns are grills. He said that those are not his style, and he would never own a pair. He also said that most of his collections of jewelry are purchased for him as gifts from other people, but of course, he wouldn't reveal who gave him these gifts. Who could possibly be buying him these Rolexes if it's not himself? His beard. James Harden made nearly $18 million off of endorsement deals in 2018, but those endorsement deals wouldn't have been on the table without his beard. A 2016 study published in the Journal of Evolutionary Biology found that men are less attractive when clean-shaven than when they are stubbled or bearded. The study concluded that men are 12% less attractive without a beard. The study investigated beardedness and its effect on women's ratings of men's facial hair attractiveness relative to 3 other facial hair lengths: clean-shaven, light stubble, which is 5 days of beard growth, and heavy stubble, which is 10 days of beard growth. Beards that consisted of at least 28 days of facial hair growth made the person much more attractive. A full beard like Harden has was preferred to a clean-shaven face by a margin of almost 12%, and when it came to finding that soulmate for a long-term relationship, women preferred bearded men over clean-shaven men by almost 10%. James Harden's beard bodes well for the Houston Rockets, as well as the companies he endorses. Hear this theory out. Women are more likely to consider and potentially establish a long-term relationship with a James Harden brand because of his beard, and that increases Harden's earning potential. Also, according to research conducted prior to the 2016 study, men with beards report higher feelings of masculinity, have higher testosterone, and endorse more masculine gender roles than clean-shaven men. Basically, Harden's beard might be the reason why he's become such an all-star in the NBA, given the increased confidence, testosterone, and aggressiveness. There's no way Harden would be the face of many different companies with a clean-shaven face. Take Trolley Candy for example. Picture a clean-shaven James Harden as the face for the candy. No chance. James Harden's beard is worth millions and millions of dollars. Imagine Harden lost a gig because someone cut his beard off and was never able to grow back. Harden wouldn't be doing any commercials and would lose plenty of endorsement opportunities. His beard absolutely has an effect on his marketability and endorsement earnings. His beard is likely worth $8 to $10 million, or maybe more. If you wanted Harden to shave, you'd probably have to offer him over $10 million to make it happen. Even then, you might be out of luck. What we do know is that State Farm doesn't cover facial hair. Although there were multiple requests for comment from Harden's agent, he didn't receive responses. We also know that Harden sought out Trolley because he likes the candy, and the brand being unique like him and his beard. Unfortunately, there's no report of what Harden is making with Trolley, but we know that his endorsement earnings were estimated at $17 million prior to the deal, and $18 million after the deal. Harden also agreed to a 13-year, $200 million deal with Adidas, along with other endorsements like Beats, Electronic Arts, Foot Locker, State Farm, and Body Armor. James Harden's beard is likely worth millions of dollars.